with a meteorologist, because there is a confusion. Some people saying that this was just a final cloud, but some people are saying that it's a tornado.
Yes, indeed. Let's find out from Mpho, who's normally giving us the weather, and we pray often for sunshine, but this is extreme weather, which is quite rare in this part of the world.
Definitely. But the first thing we should know is that KZN is actually vulnerable to extreme weather phenomena, even in terms of your tropical cyclones along the Mozambican channel. The first area that it will hit, it was probably the KZN. And remember, all the system developed mostly over the central interior. Like the one that we have now is a cut-off low, which is over the southern parts of the country, but it's a large scale, so it hits large areas of the ocean. So we have that cut-off low that's hitting mostly KZN, and we also have a high that's coming in.
So what is a tornado in simple terms?
Basically, in simple terms, I will say it's a column of air, which is, you can see sort of a funnel that's going. But what basically in meteorological science we'll say it's a supercell. In a severe thunderstorm, in a normal thunderstorm, it's a normal cell. That is a supercell, meaning when it's been intensified. That's why it's characterized by strong damaging winds, especially the storm in the around the ground. We're talking about winds that can gust up to 200 kilometers per hour, which can damage mostly cars and buildings.
So this is, I mean, they're not common, and yet we've had two in just a few days. What is that telling us?
It's telling, toward my head, I'll say climate change. But I could say is that, remember, the South African Weather Service had a watch over KZN. Remember, a severe thunderstorm watch entails strong damaging winds, large amounts of hail, or small, large hail or small amount of hail, or basically a tornado is also part of that warning. So that's why yesterday, on Tuesday, they updated their watch into a warning, because it was actually happening, the tornado was actually hitting.
Could we see more tornadoes in this season?
Yes, because we are in our severe thunderstorm season. So it's possible that we can see more tornadoes. Depend on the system that is coming. Like the system we have now, the cut-off low, it actually brings that kind of weather over that area.
Typically, how long does a tornado last? Is it quick? Is it a few hours?
That one on Tuesday, it's difficult to tell, but that one on Tuesday, I think it lasted like about 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why it damaged a lot of building. I think it reported 2 people were passed on, and about 20 were actually injured. So yeah, it does cause a lot of damage, and it depending if it has the moisture or the driving force in sense, in terms of what keeps it going. If it has that kind of moisture and all that, it will keep on going.
So is it going to be further spread to other parts of KZN? Because we've seen it now, Pietermaritzburg, and it's moved to Bergville, which is kind of more in the Midlands. Or is it, you know what I mean? Should we be worried beyond KZN?
For now, I wouldn't say you should be worried, because this current system, we're expecting it to exit, it's moving slow, but we're expecting it to exit the country probably tomorrow, because tomorrow we don't really have a warning of severe thunderstorms. We just have the persistent rainfall that is expected along that coastal line of KwaZulu-Natal. So I will say, for now, because the current system, because everything is done, it depends on the system that is actually affecting the country that will result in the weather that we're expecting. So the current system, we're expecting it to exit the country. So for now, we're expecting things to be back to normal in terms of weather-wise. And unless, weather's unpredictable, we can get another system that's coming in the next couple of days.
Typically are some of the signs that we should look out for in advance that, hang on, this is a little bit more than just the usual storms, the usual rain, and that maybe it's time to evacuate?
Basically, I will say in most cases, all the weather phenomena that we get, all the problems that we get, we always have the warnings in advance. That's the whole point of the South African Weather Service, to issue those warnings. They do issue the warnings. Like I said, there's nothing that happens if they don't issue the warning. I'm sure they hardly miss anything. Like the ones that we had on the tornado that we had on Tuesday, the warning was there. The warning was there. What I'm saying is that we should take those warnings seriously. When they say a persistent rainfall, flooding, we should take note of that and actually ensure that we take actions that actually will help us be in safe areas.
All right, and I mean, these are quite tall, so where are you safe? High up, on low ground, or it doesn't matter?
It's a tricky one with the tornado because remember it's strong damaging winds. I mean, you're talking about, the strongest you can ever get up to 400 kilometers per hour. I mean, where are you safe in terms of that? So basically, it's a very tricky one. That's where the disaster management comes in to say, in terms of coming to help. That's why we issue warnings. The South African Weather Service issues the warning to disaster management service well in advance to try actually to go to those areas to actually help out those people in terms of what to do in situations like this.
All right, so for the immediate, this current system is expected to dissipate and move off land within the next day or so.
Yes.
And then if the weather changes, we have to watch, but this should be the worst of it for now.
For now, because of, like I said, weather is unpredictable. Tomorrow, another system might develop that actually can cause more damage. That's a problem. Right now, the more rainfall that falls over Durban, the ground is saturated. That's why it's easy to get flooding. Low-lying bridges to actually get flooded. It's easy like that because it's been raining over and over again. So if another system comes now without the ground actually picking up, there's another problem on top of that.
All right, Mpho, we'll continue to watch this situation, but thanks so much indeed for giving us some insights on that.
Pleasure.
All right, so Palesa.